Non è un mistero per nessuno se seguite il mercato cripto, le stablecoin sono quasi tutte ancorate al dollaro. A fianco a me vedi la classifica per capitalizzazione di mercato, abbiamo Tether, dollaro, USDC, dollaro, Ethena, dollaro, USDS, dollaro, DAI, dollaro e così via. Per arrivare alla prima ancorata all'euro dobbiamo scendere in 14ª posizione e trovare URC di Circle. Però in Europa sta cambiando tanto, perché la settimana scorsa è arrivato l'annuncio di una stablecoin addirittura con ING e Unicredit dentro, e ci sono anche altri gestori istituzionali che stanno tentando di cambiare le cose. Oggi per CryptoValuta.it abbiamo intervistato in esclusiva Simon Seiter, che è CFO di AllUnity, un gruppo che vede alle spalle anche DWS di Deutsche Bank, Galaxy e Flow Traders. Vogliono cambiare le cose, ma devono purtroppo combattere una guerra su due fronti, una contro i gestori americani come Circle, che ha delle condizioni di vantaggio in Europa, e l'altra contro BCE e l'euro digitale. Un'intervista breve di 20 minuti che però vi racconta tanti retroscena del futuro del mondo cripto. Intanto, poco prima dell'intervista, iscriviti cliccando sotto questo video e goditi 20 minuti molto densi di novità e di segreti che nessuno ti aveva mai raccontato. Good morning. Today with us, we have Simon Seiter. He's from AllUnity. It has been the first company launching a euro stablecoin in the new MiCA regime. So welcome, Simon. Welcome, Simon, and thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thanks for the invite and happy to join you.
Yeah, it's getting quite crowded in the euro stablecoin space. We had Circle getting the MiCA license. Then past week, bank consortium with ING, Unicredit, Banca Sella. There are many big names, and they are trying to launch for 2026 a new stablecoin. Yeah, there is something weird from the crypto perspective. Euro stablecoins never had so much demand. What made you try to launch euro stablecoin?
Exactly that. So we see a huge potential for the euro stablecoin market. And to be fair, there was very, very early on a regulatory movement around stablecoins in Europe with the markets and crypto assets regulation, so the MiCA. And if we remember back how it started, how did MiCA start actually? It started basically because Facebook announced that they want to launch Libra, which was supposed to be the Facebook stablecoin. And so back then, the European regulators were worried that Facebook will grab not only the online business of social media, but also payments. And for that reason, they pretty early on announced, okay, there will be regulation around these stablecoins. And we will prevent it because we don't want to lose the race against the large institutions from the US.
Yeah.
Fast forward 6-7 years, the regulatory, let's say, announcements have led to people not entering the market in an unregulated way, which is probably good, but it led to the fact that there were no or very little unregulated European stablecoins because it was foreseeable that the regulation will come.
Yep.
And what happened on the other way is that the unregulated US dollar stablecoins that grew and are still growing in the US without any kind of regulation and where it was not foreseeable yet, that these stablecoins, after growing heavily in the US, came to EU, and with the market size that they brought, they entered and caught already the complete European market. And I mean, if you look at the global stablecoin market, we have roughly 260 billion right now stablecoin volume globally. We have 500 million euro stablecoins, which is only like 0.5% of the total market. And half of that market is dominated by Circle, which is a US company. So that's the irony of the whole development, basically, that the European regulator initially wanted to prevent for the US competitors to take the market. And Facebook has not, but newcomers to this market have done that completely. So what they wanted to prevent and avoid actually came to truth. So for us, and closing to your question, this is the really opportunity that we see. We see a really opportunity for European solution because, as I just said before, like right now, the ratio is so little with euros, but if you look at the global currency market, the euro makes up of a volume compared to the US dollar of 20 to 25%. And if you would use that same amount on the stablecoin market, we should have euro stablecoins in height of roughly 15 billion, but we have
Yeah.
500 billion. So there's a growth potential of a factor of 100.
Yeah. I remember the Libra case because we had direct contact with people inside the Italian parliament, and they were terrified. I mean, if they would tell us, look, there are American tanks at the border, they would be less terrified. They were really, really, really terrified. I remember that time because it was also the time that CZ from Binance was trying to shop around Europe for license. It was a very weird moment, actually. So, yeah, the market is very downsized. And look, we have been the only newspaper noting that Circle got very good conditions to come to Europe. And now the matter is coming out, which is the matter of double issue regime, which lets them keep the reserves in the United States. So they get more yield than European competitors because they can keep reserves in bonds, and you can't. I mean, you have a limit at 60% of cash. And it seems there are rumors by Bloomberg that the European Central Bank is not happy with this regime. So probably there is going to be a leveling playing field, which will put you not in advance, but you can compete on the same grounds. So yeah, there is a very big upward potential. But do you think you are not a crypto native company? There is DWS behind you. There is Galaxy, which is, yes, crypto native company, but they never played in the stablecoin market. And there is Flow Traders. Do you think you can compete with crypto natives groups like Circle? There is a space for that.
I definitely believe there's a market for that. I mean, if you look at our team and also where we come from, I think also from a investor side, it's actually a mixture of TradFi, clearly as well. You mentioned DWS. I worked at Deutsche Börse, for example, Commerzbank. Alexander Heppner, our CEO, was CEO of Börse Stuttgart, which was the first traditional exchange that went into crypto and is now serving heavily the European market. And also CEO of BitMEX. One of the largest derivatives exchanges in crypto. So I think we have a good mixture, to be honest. So we have also Galaxy inside, Flow Traders also heavily involved in crypto trading. So we have both worlds a bit combined. We are not only crypto native, but we bring TradFi experience. And for us, to be honest, of course, right now, the crypto market is the only tangible market. Yeah, that is absolutely true for stablecoins. But again, if you look at market potential, what is really, really interesting as well is actually payments on, for example, the corporate side. And corporate payments, especially cross-border, could be done upfront with a stablecoin 24/7 on weekends, instantly, for almost no fees. So it's like a global SEPA instant for corporates, basically. And if corporates see that potential, we believe there's an even higher market potential in the corporate payment space than in the crypto trading space. But corporates, and especially large corporates, will not use a solution that is not institutional grade. And that is our aim. We have a European solution that is institutional grade from the team, from the processes, from the investors. It's a clearly institutional grade product. And this also differentiates us on the market from the existing competitors.
Yeah, that's something I can surely agree with, because up to now, usually, I mean, Tether got very big, but it's basically used just for crypto settlements. Yeah, abroad in the Middle East and such, I've seen Tether also used for daily payments, but companies wouldn't touch it at the moment. Circle presence in Europe doesn't look that, I wouldn't say it's shaky, but they got a little office in Paris. Your C never got ground, so probably there is space. There is space, and it's, yeah, we had the past week the news of the consortium led by ING in the Netherlands. There is UniCredit in, which is, I think, the second or third banking group in Europe. So it's getting crowded. So either they think the same way you do, or they are just trying to ride the wave. I don't think it's riding the wave, because you don't have regulatory problems now. but the ECB is clearly trying to sponsor another solution. Do you think there is a viable future for European stablecoins, given that the ECB is pushing very much on the digital euro?
I think the digital euro and euro stablecoins are very different vehicles after all, even they sound very similar. And if you look at the design of the digital euro, it has a cap, yeah, right now at roughly 3,000 euros for a private person. So if you look how much phones and expensive MacBook even cost these days,
Yeah,
you will not even be able to buy expensive MacBook despite anything else with the
yeah,
digital euro. I think it's really different use cases, and especially also the integration into open infrastructure that we have via running on public blockchain is something that even with the latest announcement, I don't see coming soon. And I mean, the goal is 2029, if I'm not wrong,
yeah,
yeah, to
yeah, yeah.
implement it. Yeah. So to me, as now in a startup mode, it's too far away. It's too different as a use case. So I don't have any emotional connection to the digital euro, to be honest. Yeah. So for the stablecoin side, it's different because right now we are live already. Yeah, you're completely right. The market gets more crowded. But of course, our goal is now to attack the market that is already there and capture and tap into new markets. And we do this also in cooperation. So, for example, we have now been onboarded with the SAP Currency Hub, which is something that integrates stablecoin payments into the SAP world. And that's exactly on our line with regards to the strategy of enabling corporate payments. Or we just at Cybos announced a partnership with Priby, which is the infrastructure backbone on the crypto side for Stripe, so that we want to also enable payments, of course, via Stripe in euro stablecoins of us. And that is our way forward. I see the competition right now for sure, and it's fair to say there is Circle in the market, heavily dominating the euro market. There's Forge, yeah, by Société Générale. That is also a
Yeah.
solution that is on the market, and it's absolutely fair to say. And both are doing a good job, just as we are doing. But we want to make an edge clearly for institutional grade products in an open infrastructure. For all the solutions that are yet to come, best of luck. Yeah, especially when it comes to banking consortia. I have made my personal experience having worked in regulated institutions for years. It takes time. Let's talk when they get there. Yeah.
Yeah, in Italian we have a proverb which says that when you got too many roosters, the day never comes because everybody's
Yeah.
singing. So,
And we have the same in Germany, actually, even with the roosters, I guess. Yeah.
okay, so it's common European common sense, which
Yes,
is,
yes.
which is good. Yeah, you said you are not emotionally attached to the digital euro. Actually, I think that nobody's emotionally attached to the digital euro but Piero Cipollone, Christine Lagarde. There has been in France, you cited Forge, there has been a quite heated public debate where Forge basically was telling to the ECB that nobody asked for their solutions and to leave the market be. So it's gonna be fun. I will never expect the banking sector in Europe standing ground against the ECB, which is quite weird because Europe is not the United States. In the United States, the relationship between regulators and private sector is a bit conflictual. I mean, it's okay to be conflictual with your regulator. In Europe, is a bit more. How can I say? They used to call it centralized democracy. I mean, it's everybody agrees. So it's very nice to see. There has been a nice article by Nick Carter who said, "I was expecting the stablecoin market to go toward a single solution, so with a single winner, but now he thinks that it's gonna be the opposite." I do agree with him because first, companies like Tether or Circle, they don't have the moat anymore. They got very big because there was no regulation and there was a little number of players willing to play in an unregulated field. Now that moat is off because Genius Act in the United States, MiCA in Europe. So basically now they have to compete with people who have actual customers. I mean, DWS, Unicredit, ING, Société Générale, they are big names. Do you think that, the ECB actually could do you a favor? If it's true what Bloomberg reports, that the multi-issue model is foolish, which I think it is, because basically it says, look, open a company in the United States, issue from there, get more returns than European folks, and compete with them. Do you think it's going to come to an end, or do you think that circle is going to have it for long? I mean, it's basically impossible to compete on such grounds.
Let me put it this way. I don't want to bet my business model on decisions made by the ECB about myself or competitors. Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
that up front. Yeah, and still Circle has great people and does a great work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
but
Yeah, sorry,
to
I
be
would do the
honest,
same. If I
no, no, no,
had
no,
the
no,
chance, I
no.
would do the same. If I had the
Yeah,
chance, I would do the same. It's not Circle's problem; it's
yeah.
regulation problem.
But to be fair, and I completely agree, it's very obviously just unfair. It's just very obviously unfair, and it's not a level playing field, and also it's not according to what the regulator actually wants, because they want protected reserves, and technically the coins are for any kind of multi-issuing model where they use the same smart contract.
Yeah,
They are technically indistinguishable. So somebody from the US could at any time claim European reserves. And that's clearly not what the regulator with MiCA intends. Yeah. So it's a gray area that has developed through, let's say, technicalities that the regulator maybe didn't foresee when launching the regulation. I'm pretty sure it will be fixed either way or by whomever. Yeah. So it's clearly also not a sustainable model for me. So it will get off the market, and I'm pretty sure the companies that are using it right now are also preparing to move away from it. And there are also very easy ways to fix it, to be honest.
yeah.
Yeah.
You split it. You make it not fungible anymore, and that's it. I mean, yeah. Look, I'm not sure that the regulator didn't foresee it, because we contacted the France central bank as soon as it happened, and they just replied that they wouldn't comment on regulatory matters. So I have mails. I mean, they can even cite me in court. And I mean, the problem was very obvious, because when they said that the token would be fungible, the only possible model was the multi-issue model. There is no way to make it fungible and have double the reserves in Europe and the United States. So it has been quite weird. Yeah, I thank you for being with us. I have the last question. Now, you cited Stripe. PayPal is already in, at least in the United States. Banks are getting in. But the ECB keeps talking about financial stability problems. I think they refer to the deposit model we use now, because you deposit money to the bank keeps just a tiny percentage of the result. Do you think we can switch model? Both the models will coexist. There will be limitation to stablecoin usage. How is ECB gonna fix it? Because they have to fix it if they have to preserve the model.
So it's funny because here at Cybos, the president of the German central bank basically said in his opening speech that stablecoins risk the financial stability of the euro. And he came much more probably from the fact of US dollar stablecoins being used in Europe as a payment mechanism. But to be honest, I think for regular euro stablecoins, it could be actually the other way around. And to be honest, I would love to have a central bank account as a stablecoin issuer. And I think it is economically totally valuable to the society and individuals both. Why? Very simple. If I had a central bank account, I would put all the money that I have on the central bank account because I need to have cash right now 100% due to regulatory reasons. This will change. And if it's on the central bank account, I receive the central bank interest. So it's good for me as a corporate. And for the holder of the stablecoin, it's very positive as well because it is safeguarded by the central bank. There's no
Yeah.
higher quality standard. So it makes the system safer. And for the central bank, it's also better because they can steer their interest directly with us without intermediation. So they can enforce monetary policy perfectly with us. Yeah. So it's a perfect price steering mechanism for the central bank. So individuals, us as a company, and the European Central Bank, all of them would profit from us getting a central bank account. And it would actually increase financial stability.
Yeah, well, look, I find it funny because we had some arguments with ECB people, and we told them, look, if you give them a central bank account, the whole problem gets fixed by itself. Because you can check the reserves, you can publish the reserves and say, look, there are 5 billion tokens going around, but we have just 4.5 billions in our reserves. So there is something smelling fishy. But surely this model wouldn't include, I think, banks, and that's probably the biggest problem. Because Cipollone is going around. Most of Cipollone going around now is to tell to the banks that they're going to be included in a model that doesn't requires them, which is the digital euro model. So I think they are trying to fix everybody, and probably it never works when it's like that. You cannot have innovation granting rights to the old people. I mean, it just doesn't work like that. It's very interesting what you told us. I thank you again for being with us. Best of lucks with AllUnity. Now it's getting crowded, and I think it's getting fun even for you, because last thing, I think that people like UniCredit, ING getting in is probably good advertising for you, because it's less niche. It's, look, all the big banks are in, so it means that the sector is legitimate. Do you think like that, or?
100% agree. I couldn't agree more. For us, it's like a stamp of, yes, that's actually serious business. And especially opens up also conversations to the banks that are not in the consortium. So I'm happy that they launched it. Yeah, it's good for us. It helps us to grow the market. And for us, it's much more important that the European market grows overall. And we want to be part of that.
Yeah, thank you again. You just launched it on Polygon. Is there any other chain coming soon? Can you share it with us, or it's still secret?
I can't share, but pretty sure even this year there's more to come.
Okay, thank you again, Simon, for being with us.